Hello. Are you ready for tonight's story? Well, tonight we're going to read Walk on the Wild Side. It was written by Nicholas Oldland. Are you ready? There once was a bear, a moose, and a beaver who loved adventure. But sometimes their competitive natures got in the way of having fun. One sunny morning, the bear, the moose, and the beaver decided it was a great day to climb a mountain. To get to the mountain, they descended into a valley, walked through a grassy field. Are we there yet? Waded through a stream, and crossed a deep canyon. Don't look down! At the foot of the mountain, they stopped for a snack. Between mouthfuls, the bear, the moose, and the beaver discussed ways to make their hike more interesting. The beaver thought the best way to add some excitement was to make it a race. I'm number one. As soon as they finished their last bites, the three friends were off and running. The race was on. Thanks to his long legs, the moose took an early lead, but the beaver and the bear followed right on his tail. Just as the moose rounded a bend in the mountain path, a boulder came tumbling down toward him. Fortunately, the moose jumped out of harm's way just in time. Unfortunately, he had jumped over the side of the mountain. Ah! When the beaver rounded the bend, the moose was out of sight. Worried that he had fallen behind, the beaver picked up his pace. When the bear came running by, he heard the moose's cry for help. Help! The bear followed the sound to the mountain's edge, where he saw the moose dangling from a tree branch. Fearlessly, the bear attempted a daring rescue. Sadly, he failed. Oops! Thanks to the moose's quick reflexes, the bear's life was saved. Thanks. But now they were hanging on for their lives. The moose and the bear's cries for help echoed up the mountain. The beaver followed their calls down the path. Help! The beaver's instincts kicked in. He chewed down a tree, carved out a few notches, and lowered the simple ladder to the moose and the bear so they could climb up. Back on solid ground, the three friends realized their hike had become a little too exciting. If they were going to make it to the top of the mountain, a slower pace might be better. And that's when their hike became truly interesting. They explored a dark cave. You go first. Discovered a prehistoric fossil, and helped one another along the way. At the end of the day, the bear, the moose, and the beaver agreed that reaching the top of the mountain was great, but enjoying the journey together was even better. You know, contests and sports and games are so much fun. And it's really fun if we practice a lot and work at it and get good at something so that occasionally we can win. Trying to win is called competition. And it makes us better people when we try as hard as we can to do the best we can at things. And it's nice to win. But sometimes we mistakenly believe that we should be in competition all the time, even in life. And that's just not true. It turns out that we have better lives when instead of seeing everybody else as competition, we cooperate, we get along, we contribute to each other's success, we use our gifts together. That's what a fellow named Paul said in the Bible. He said we all have individual gifts, and we work best when we combine those gifts together in order to do what God wants us to do. We stand a much better chance of being successful when we do that, and we're going to be a whole lot happier. Just like the three friends discovered a cave and a prehistoric drawing and noticed all kinds of things once they stopped racing one another, we'll find a lot more fulfillment in life when we learn to cooperate with each other and get along with each other. When Jesus came, he formed us into a group he called a church. And he formed us into that group just so we would cooperate, just so we would learn the joy of what it's like to get along with others and to help one another and encourage one another. And you know why Jesus did that, don't you? Yeah, because he loves us this much. So God bless you. God bless you that you remember always that you are the beloved child he created you to be. Good night.